Scorpio, hi. It's Lisa. I'm just coming out here. I'm having my coffee and I'm reading some cards. And we're going to do Scorpio February 2022. You guys are doing alright. I had to change my setup, you'll see. Yeah, we're having some stuff done up in the room that I usually use. And I decided I really do like this better. So, we'll give it a try. You can let me know what you think. The only thing is you might hear my dogs. And hopefully not a lot, but you might. Anyhow, if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for popping in. I hope you like it and you come back to see me. And if you've been here before, I do appreciate it. It means a lot. Alright, so what are we going to find out for Scorpio for February 2022? We got the Six of Pentacles, the Hangman, and the Ace of Pentacles in the past position. Okay, the Page of Swords, the Four of Cups, and the Hierophant in the present. The Knight of Cups, the Death card, and the Devil in a possible outcome. Alright, look at you, Scorpio. You're popping up in the middle. Alright, let's see. So we could find out, and then I'll clarify with another deck. If you enjoy the reading, if you can give me a thumbs up, subscribe, write me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Let's see. Looks like in your recent past, you were trying to balance something out. Maybe it could have been money, could have been your time, could have been effort towards other people, like what you were going to be able to give them and share with them. But also where you wanted to be able to kind of be okay with if you needed help or you needed somebody's time or their money or you needed like a loan, you want to be able to be okay with that too. So that feels like it's in your recent past. Oops. But then you have this part of time where you're like trying to look at something differently. Like you don't want to have to maybe keep doing that. Like maybe you want to be really generous, but you can't always because you have something else going on in your life or in your mind that you want to start for your own self. So you're trying to figure out how to maybe be, okay with saying, okay, I can't give to you anymore because I have to do this, or it could on the other way, or it could be like I don't want to borrow from you anymore because I'm starting this. So it can go either way. It's a general reading, so not exactly sure who is the, who's, which way it's going for you. But we have the Page of Swords, the Four of Cups, and the Hierophant in the present position. Now, this Page of Cups, you have an idea of, you have a good idea, and you want to use it, and you're thinking, all right, well, if I can use, your communication skills, your analytical skills, your mind, and start something very new, something that needs to be built up for you. Because I feel like with this Ace of Pentacles up here, that was kind of in your mind, like you are going to try to build something, and it's going to be very, very cranial. I won't say mental, but that's a sounds wrong. But very cranial, like you're going to be something in your head that you're going to be able to work with. I don't know if it's going to be with computers or, telephones or something that maybe you have a skill in that regard that you're going to be able to like pass on to people. Pass on to people to be able to help them along because you have like a talent with that. And I feel like you may have had some offers in regard to the situation, but you weren't trying to take the first one. You wanted to be like more, I know what I'm trying to say, but you wanted to be more specific. You wanted to make sure you took the offer that was right for you. You didn't want to just take anything that was coming. So even when you did have these offers up, you got this other one, and you're like, well, wait, you didn't want to grab it too fast. Maybe you were a little bit disappointed in it. You were a little bored with their options, and you might have wanted to keep going on. Because with this Hierophant energy, here in the present, this tells me you kind of want to maybe go into like the bigger institutions. You want to go into like possibly schools, or computer programming classes, or some kind of educational area that you could possibly offer your services, or learn something else that you're going to be able to build on what you're being offered here. Like, so maybe you're realizing, okay, I'm going to have to develop more before I can actually get, the big offers, before I can get the big, the big patents, the big, like the big, you know what I mean, the big ideas. You're going to have to develop more before you can have that happen. Because in your possible outcome with this Knight of Cups, I feel like you're being offered something, like something's coming out to you, and something that you really enjoy doing, something that you can really put your heart and soul into, or you're trying to take that energy and put it towards something to see if you could build something up with somebody else. I don't know if it's maybe getting into like some kind of partnership, or just into a group setting where you can be being a part of a situation that you feel comfortable in, that you have a really strong, like, it's almost like this is like your nook. This is somewhere you feel connected to, that you can actually get into it, be comfortable doing it, and then even be able to teach people how to do it. So for that to happen, though, there needs to be a change. You have to change something. I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know if it's, again, general, so it could be a change from what's being offered to you, from who's offering it to, or a change into what you're looking for, or who you're offering something to, or where you're trying to go make this breakthrough that I feel like it would be coming out for you, but you have to be able to, build up what you know, and or who you go to be able to develop this, or something might have to change in it somewhere. There's a little kind of a little switch that has to happen, and I'm not exactly sure where it's coming from, but this devil energy tells me this might be something. Let me clarify, maybe we'll find out, because this might be something that's coming out to you, and you don't want to trust it completely. Whatever it is that's coming out, I don't think you want to trust it, because maybe you feel like there's kind of like, maybe it's not all truth, not coming from somebody who's telling the truth. Maybe, you might have some lies going on in your own head about yourself, and you might have to kick that out. So whatever this change is, it might be about how you're feeling about yourself, or the person you're approaching, or how they're approaching you, and you're not sure you trust it yet. So we'll see with the clarification cards what might be coming up. But the devil energy is just it could be kind of toxic, but doesn't necessarily have to be horrible. It just could be like where you have to shake off any negative feelings about yourself, that you don't think that you're capable of doing this. But from what I'm looking at, it doesn't seem like there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do it. Let's see. Oops. What do we got for the Six of Pentacles? Okay, we got the Nine of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. Interesting. All right, so maybe that actually makes sense. You have something where you're trying to protect it. You don't want to maybe give so much that it's going to cause you any kind of issue, or have to, say, borrow so much that you're not going to feel strong about it. And these two these two knights, now this could be two people, whereas, it could be people in your environment, and they're just kind of around, and where you might have to cut them off, or, you're telling them, okay, I'm clear, I'm not going to do this anymore. Or where they're kind of maybe aspects of you, like you want to plow ahead, because knights are all about plowing ahead and going for what you need to do. However, with these guys, it's like, all right, you can be thinking about the consequences, and you don't want to do something that you're not prepared to do. You don't want to go and not think about what could happen. But also, on the other hand, you're like thinking, you know what, I'm just going to go for it, and I'll go for broke, see what happens. So I think maybe you might be having some kind of internal turmoil about that. But whatever the situation is, you need to, you're trying to guard against it. You're trying to make sure, whatever is could possibly happen doesn't happen. So you'll probably decide the best one to be. Because we got this hangman where you were stopping and thinking and trying to figure out something else. I've got the Five of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Moon. Oh, very cool. All right, with the Five of Pentacles energy, you don't want to be left out of a good situation. And maybe so that's why you're pausing a little bit about this, where you're not taking more than you should, or you're not giving more than you should. So you're taking a minute to think about it, but you don't want to be left out of something. So that's where you're being really careful. But you do have the Fool energy, and it's like, I want to go, I want to like do something different, and I'm going to change this aspect of anything. But the Moon's kind of like leaving you very unsure of the path. I mean, even though, it tells you use your intuition, make sure you're going with your gut, doing the right thing that way, but it's very uncertain, like you're not sure about the path that you're going to take, because moonlight does not show very much. So you want to be careful with that. Like, so, when you're making this decision on what you're actually going to look at, you want to make sure that you are seeing, you're seeing what you need to see. And see, with this, again, with this Fool energy, it's like a naive energy. It's kind of like, I'm just going to, walk right off this cliff. I'm going to be fine. So you're feeling fine. I'm going to be fine with this. But you got to remember that there's going to be some things that you're not really aware of yet, anyway. Let's see. What about this Ace of Pentacles? What about this Ace of Pentacles for Scorpio? The Page of Cups. The Hermit. And the Eight of Coins. I feel like you're going to be doing hard work. When you do decide which route you're going to go, there's going to be a lot of hard work, but you're actually still sitting there thinking, you're going inside. You're trying to figure out, in your mind, what would be the best. Like, even if you had to, make yourself, not like go away from people, but separate yourself for a little bit. Like, let me just think, maybe I can think about this by myself first before I actually delve into anything else with anybody else. Because you have this Page of Cups where you want to be able to offer something, and you see it, and you're like, okay, I can actually do this. I feel like I can do this. This feels strong to me. But, also, you're still thinking about it. You're still trying to say, okay, can I do this hard work? Can I make myself do this? Because, sometimes you want to really do something, and I know from my own personal experience, I want to do it. I really think I want to do it, and then I'm like, I could really go watch that show, or I could actually read that book. So, where you might be saying, yeah, I could do this, but there's going to be some hard work involved, and for you to be committed to it, you're going to have to really, put yourself, talk yourself into it. Say, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this every single day. I'm going to, make a time, make a schedule to do what you're doing, or make sure you're doing what you're doing, and you don't, sidetrack yourself for something else. That, at a minute, it might feel that just that important, but it might not be. So you have to kind of weigh that out a little bit. Because this Page of Cups, I mean, sometimes I feel like he looks like a little student. It's almost like you're learning how to balance things out to, make the hard work possible. And how to separate yourself from the things that might have distracted you. But it's also, where you actually feel like I could do this. This is something I do want to grow. So what about this Page of Swords? Six of Cups, Eight of Cups, wow, and the Five of Swords. Now with the Page of Swords energy, sometimes he can be disappointing news sometimes, just not, you might hear something that's really not great, not horrible, but just, it might be a little bit, I don't know, well, that sucks, feeling, but you're still looking at something that you maybe, because with the Six of Cups energy, this is like a nostalgia. So you're thinking about something maybe when you were younger. You were doing whatever this is, this, maybe you worked on computers or did, even video games or something that you feel like you can do and you may want to get back into, and you're thinking about in your past, maybe with your family, friends when you were growing up. But with this Page of Swords energy, sometimes it could be disappointing news, but it can be also where you're kind of inspiration. There's like an inspiration to do something, and I think you have that because you had that up here. But there's a point where you might need to move away from something a little bit. Remember, I was saying something was going to have to change, so maybe you're starting to realize that, okay, this, this happened, this news wasn't great, so I'm going to have to change something, and you decide to move away from it, maybe just shifting a little bit of what you really, really wanted, but it's not going to work. Or this could actually be you moving away from things that were in the past, with the giving and receiving situation, and you're moving away from that, but you want to make sure you don't grab on to anything too big. Like, you want to make sure whatever decision you make, it's not overwhelming, and you want to make sure it's within your wheelhouse, I guess, and not something that you're going to be overwhelmed with when you finally get to it. So what about this Four of Cups for Scorpio? Oops. The Ace of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. All right, so you got, what'd you get? Ace of Pentacles. All right, so you are, again, you're feeling very, very drawn to this idea. Whatever this is, you really want to make it start. And it feels like you're willing to put a lot of effort into it. This Page of Pentacles dude, he's like, all right, we're going to try and do this. Yeah, I really think you want to make this happen. And the Four of Pentacles, again, you're just trying to make sure you don't put too much of yourself out into it because maybe you're still not sure. And I don't feel like it's a matter of, like, that doesn't feel like money. It just feels like time, effort, energy. Like, so you want to make sure you're saving some of it because you feel like it's going to be a long process. If you're going to do this, this is going to be a long process. You want to make sure you're not, like, throwing all your cards at one thing. So you're going to try to, like, balance it out and work it out a little bit. What about this Hierophant? Oops. It's a Hierophant here for Scorpio. Why is the Hierophant here for Scorpio? King of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Emperor. All right, well, the King of Wands, he's a very, like, charismatic energy. He's the person who's going to lead people to go a certain way. He's going to teach them how to do things and show them how to do it and kind of almost like plan for them to do it, even though it's all his idea, but, he's going to have them do it in that sense. People want to follow him. They want to guide him. They want to lead him. They want him to lead them, and they look up to him. Now, this could be your energy. Could also be somebody around you's energy. I don't know if you have already maybe met people that can, like, networking, and you're figuring out how you can put things together. And you do have hard decisions to make, and you have, like, this Emperor he makes the hard decisions. This is the person that's going to say, no, we're going to do it this way, and we're not going to change it. I say it's this, and I'm going to do it this way. And that might be, to me, that feels like you saying, no, I don't want to do what you're going to do. I want to do what I want to do. Maybe with this Ten of Swords, it feels more like an ending than a bad thing. So it's not like a betrayal or, being stabbed in the back. I feel like something has ended. I think all your ups and downs and backs and forth, see, I like that? All the back and forth about it has ended, and you have decided you're going to be this strong, like, authoritarian type of decision maker. You don't want to be swayed by somebody else's opinions. Even if they're good, you don't want to be, that's not what you want. You want to do what you want to do. So let's see about this Knight of Cups. The Magician, Two of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles again. Okay. All right, well, it looks like using all your resources, like, you're going to use everything you know, everything you've learned, and all your experience to find something that you want to make. And I think you already did that, but I feel like with this Magician energy, you're going to maybe grab a whole new thing about it. Same thing, but you're going to, like, because you went through all this, like, experience and learning and changing and knowing what you could do and what you couldn't do. So you're going to try to remake it a little bit. And be able to balance it out. So that you got some juggling going on. So you're going to have to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But it's all about balance. With the 6 and this 2, it's a whole, you're balancing. You have to make sure you're making the right decisions that's going to work for you, but also work for other people to be able to take you to another level where your ideas are going to be good for both parties in whatever situation this is, because if it's not good for them, that they're not going to take it, and it's not good for you, there's no point in you doing it. So in that kind of sense. So what about this death? What is this death card here for Scorpio? The Queen of Cups, the Three of Swords, and the Hangman. Well, it looks like there might be a new energy popping into you. This Queen of Cups, very nurturing, very, wanting to help you, wanting to help you grow things. And if it's another person, doesn't have male or female, that doesn't matter but it's a more mature energy, and they're trying to help you out with something. However, there might be something that if you had to make a lot of changes, it possibly caused some pain. And now I'm not sure if this was a situation where, if this was like a relationship you were in, and because of all these changes and things you were doing, it had to end. But it also feels like you were still trying to look at things in a certain way, but also maybe had to make a sacrifice. So is it possible that you had this other person in your environment who, they're really good and very nurturing. Now, mind you, the Cups is also, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. So it could be your energy where you got hurt, or you had to hurt somebody else, unfortunately. And, that was a sacrifice you had to make to be able to make this happen for you. Or, they didn't want to share you, and therefore, they decided to move on because you wouldn't have time for them, basically. So it could go either way. I'm not sure exactly. It's a general reading. But what about this Devil energy? That makes a little sense. All right, we got the Queen of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. Wow. Okay, that looks like, now that's different. With the Devil coming in, now I'm wondering if that didn't have something to do with this. Whatever this was with this Three of Swords, whatever energy this Devil was putting out there, or, this toxic, I don't know if it was a toxic relationship, but something was toxic about this situation, and it had to end. And so you ended up, maybe having a celebration with some people that you're close to, good friends, people that enjoy being around you, you like being around them. This Queen of Wands energy, male, female, doesn't matter, where this could be who you are depicting at that point, where you're feeling very charged, very charismatic, you want to get it done, go forward, and feeling good about it. And now you have this Ten of Cups energy. So I think if at this point, I feel like you are being able to grab a hold of everything, you're feeling pretty good. It's okay, I had to make some hard decisions, things happened, but I'm able to see where this could go, and you have people backing you up, and you're not feeling the doubt and the hardship of what the devil energy was maybe putting into your head at some point. And I feel like you're feeling pretty good by the end of this, hopefully, that things are working out for you. All right? Okay. All right, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed doing it. If you liked it, can you give me a thumbs up, subscribe, write me a comment? I'd love to hear from you. And I will be popping back in. Well, if I don't do something in the middle of the month, which, again, I was just saying, a TV show might call me. I'll be here for March, okay? Take care, guys. See ya.